Back on Inside Tennessee, you're looking at what we asked people. What should be the focus for Tennessee lawmakers? This was a quick survey online. It only took about 2 or 3 minutes to fill out, and you can see we have seen more than 900 responses. John, let's talk more about one of the responses that got a lot of attention, and that was safety.
Safety, school safety, gun safety in the minds of a lot of the people who responded to this. That was the same thing to them. And we heard some pretty eloquent responses. You're going to hear again from Jenny Williamson, who started off our program. She's a mom of 3 in Farragut. And then we also heard from a 19-year-old young man out of Lenore City, Elijah McNabb. Both very interesting, their thoughts on gun safety.
And also with gun safety, I'm honestly reluctant to talk about that because it's so contentious. I was raised around guns. I think I saw that 1 in 4 child deaths in Tennessee are from firearms. So obviously we need to do something to secure weapons. I think responsible gun ownership is not too much to ask for people who want to have guns. I don't want to take anyone's guns. I just, something's broken when that many children are dying from firearms.
No child should have to be worried if they'll get home from school that afternoon. No group of friends should go to a concert worried if something will happen, have to look over their shoulder. And until we install background checks at a state level, or even a partnership with TWRA and local law enforcement to have gun safety courses in schools, I believe that could take away some of that disconnect from kids and seeing that guns are real. They're not a toy that you see on video games or TVs. If you show them the safety of it and the dangers of it, it might knock down some of that violence.
Again, you can see the stats on this one. 53% of you saying it's most important to talk about gun safety. John?
Yeah, it's worth emphasizing here. This was not a political survey. We didn't ask people what your party is. We didn't ask people who are you voting for. We honestly didn't care about that. We cared about the issues, and this was one that again and again people were checking off and saying, I'm worried about this. And again, Covenant, it was part of resulting in these responses that we got last year.
The school shooting in March of last year in Nashville that killed 3 9-year-olds and 3 adults. Don, what do you make of those responses?
So this was a topic that universally, when I say universally, the 4 that we looked at were the most in line with, in my opinion. They all felt like we needed gun safety. I juxtapose that with just last week, Speaker Sexton on this show saying we're not going to pass anything else, likely not to pass anything else on gun safety, gun issues, not going to happen. The session on guns was an embarrassment.
Special session in the summer.
Special session was an embarrassment and a waste of money. And it is clearly...
Speaker did not say that.
No, I said that. But you know what? These 4 probably, if asked, would have said that was a waste of money if they knew what happened. And it's really unfortunate because this is the one area that and abortion, women's health, reproductive rights, that the legislature is clearly out of lockstep with the public across the board.
We'll talk about abortion in just a second, but again, for our viewers who may just be casual listeners to Inside Tennessee, what change in state law do you think could make a significant impact in improving safety?
So 1, red flag laws. 2, better background checks, okay, that are more comprehensive. We at least have a 7-day waiting period. 3, restricting certain kinds of weapons, certain types of ammunition, certain types of devices that make a gun more lethal. You know, you don't need a clip, a magazine. that holds 30 or 40 rounds. You know, if you can't kill a deer in 3, you probably shouldn't be in the woods. Okay, and so, you know, it's no one's going to take guns away. That's not what we're talking about. But there are a bunch of ways that we can deal with this. We also really need to deal with the proliferation of handguns.
All right, Susan, your take on that subject.
Well, I totally understand on your survey where people are coming from on this. You know, the special session that we had in August was supposed to deal with that. That's what Governor Lee's call was. And it didn't, let's be honest. They just didn't do anything as far as gun safety. I mean, they talked about storage and a couple things, but nothing that what the survey is showing that people would like to see, and that is more gun safety. Tennessee is a place that puts a lot of value on freedoms and their guns. And I don't think you're going to see anything in this session that's going to answer what people are saying and have said to us in the survey that they would like to see happen. There are a lot of groups that have been formed following the Covenant shooting, Voices for a Safer Tennessee, and there's a lot of people in that group who are gun owners and who hunt, and who are concerned about shootings in schools.
Just for more perspective here before we go to break, again, back to that Vanderbilt survey in December, a full 80% of polled registered voters, including a majority of MAGA Republicans, non-MAGA Republicans, and pro-NRA voters, report they are somewhat or very supportive of a background check requirement for buying firearms at gun shows. That was something that the legislature was not interested in picking up on either. We're going to take another break on Inside Tennessee, back with our conversation about abortion and changes you want to see or don't want to see next.